Okay, the invasion of Norway is over and it's been added to the Reich. And now we must go back to the continent, to France. And there are two paths, each with two scenarios. One is through Sedan, through the Ardennes, through Sedan, and sweep up behind the Allies. I think that's a fantastic scenario that really captures the terrain of the Ardennes and also the penetration of the Allied lines. So that is very exciting. Belgium is a bit more straightforward, open plains and action with tanks against tanks and bombing and stuff. But I think perhaps Sedan has more interesting elements, so that's where we will go. I mean, the way the Germans bypassed the Maginot Line. You can see the Maginot Line here. It's not fun to attack in any way. And here you have the Ardennes Forest and Luxembourg and Belgium up here. So we will sweep through this forest. And okay, let's have the briefing. Yeah. This is May 10th. Invasion of Norway started April 9th. So yeah, we're busy people. Okay, so we'll penetrate along these two roads and we will perhaps halt here a little while or maybe use a little longer while the main bulk of our force takes Sedan. So we can also group our planes here so they can strike against a bigger area. And then when we start to push against this city and want to cross this river, then we will sweep our armor up behind the Allied forces. I think that sounds familiar to anyone who has read any World War II history. It's about as good as it gets in the Panzer Corps format, so very good scenario. So we have to take these two after taking Sedan. Okay. And we have Steamroller. It's the same ability that my tank got. This good tank, see? Medals. It has Steamroller. No, I can't bring it up. Basically, I can give it to a weaker tank or a non-tank, and then it can trigger any kill will trigger an overrun. That's pretty good. But now we have to find out what kind of forces I want to bring. I don't need too many tanks in this terrain, but I need to have some tanks because sooner or later we will come out into the open here. And German tanks aren't exactly fantastic, so there is that. So we have 3 pioneers here, and we have some 3 pioneers and 5 Gebirgsjäger. That is too many. We don't need 8 infantry. I've played this scenario before, and I think I had 4 infantry, so I definitely do not need 8. So we will send some of them back into the reserve, and we will send those with the least experience, like this one. That one goes into the reserve. And this one has how many? 400. This had 450. This definitely goes into the reserve. And now I have 2 pioneers and I have 4 of these. So maybe 2 can be heavy and 2 can be Jaegers. Jaegers are okay in the forest, but not so great when you hit the open terrain and start to assault these cities. So I can do 2 pioneers, 2 heavies, and 2 Jaegers. I don't think I want more than 1 recon at this time. It can either come to Sedan and provide some bonuses to accuracy, or it can maybe sneak around here up here. It is possible to sort of bypass along this path too, which feels a bit strange to me if the whole point is going through the forest. But it's actually easier to just push through. For artillery, I need to upgrade at least some of them. Maybe I even want those big guns. So, but first I need to bring back these guys, and I need to purchase one more 88 because I'm advancing along 2 roads here, so I need one for each road. I would also ideally like a second BF-199 fighter for screening, and but for the time being, I think I will stick with just the one. It will primarily protect the Stuka. These two guys will just have to fend for themselves. So, but let's look at tanks. These tanks are now basically obsolete, but we have gotten the real German tanks, the 3F and the 4D. This has stronger hard attack and stronger defense, higher initiative than this one. So it's not a great tank versus tank. It only has a weak 37mm gun, but it is adequate. So I will upgrade, and they still just cost 2 slots, so they are incredibly cheap. So if I had taken the Belgium route, I would simply have gotten more tanks, I think, because yes. And this I can turn into a 4D, so I have some variety. Yes. But now the question is, I don't want these weak artillery units, so I want them to be strong artillery units. 23 place. And ideally, I think I would like at least one of the big guns. Can I possibly afford 2? What did I do now? Upgrade. So if I take 2 of the big guns, maybe I could do 1 big gun, and then I can put this into the reserve. I can upgrade this back to my favorite artillery. No, this one. Sometimes there. And now I have 2 slots left. So I have several options here. I could get back the second big gun if I remove some of this infantry, but you know what? I think I want to try a new Panzer Jäger. It is not a great anti-tank unit, but it has anti-tank support, so it would be fun to have one of those. I could have another tank for the same price, so I think I'm mostly buying it for fun. Yes, I was supposed to Pioneer and upgrade this to Grenadiers. So I have 2 Grenadiers, 2 Mountain Infantry, because they move easier, so they are pretty nice in the forest. And also I like the variety, if that makes any sense. Okay, clear skies, different from Norway then. So I will start by dropping 1 down, and range 3, and might as well put the range 4 there as well. That is 1 group. And yes, let's not forget our new hero. Who has heroes at the moment? I forget my heroes. I had this any kill triggers and overrun. Can I try that on one of my infantry? Yeah. Steamroller. Okay, so this can overrun stuff. I also seem to have forgotten to assign my previous hero, the I will really bomb you hard hero. So should I give it to a fighter or just throw it on one of the artillery pieces? I don't know. I think I will put it on this guy. Mostly because I can then give it some fun red stripes. And then of course that made me want to try the new hero. No, I can try it later. Down here where it matters more. Or no, I can try it there. So Pioneer, Heavy, and Jäger, and Jäger. Something like that. And we are rolling. Let's put it on our hill. And hill gives extra range for artillery and anti-air, and accuracy bonus for ground units. They get +10, and at those attacking them get -10. I think that's a nice touch. The extra range is maybe not realistic that way, but it signifies that you have a tactical advantage. So I like it. It should retreat. And it's an overrun. Ah, cool. I just wanted to see if that could work on infantry. I'm not sure how useful it's gonna be, but it's always fun to test things. Okay, so my artillery goes there, so you can shoot 4 or 5 squares. This is Jaeger. Can go forward. Don't want the other Jaeger there. I'm not sure why. No, it should not go that far. It should just go here. So now driving below this line here because bad things happen. Remember, this one gets some sort of bonus when it kills something. So it can go there. This is a clear hex. Moving in for support. Pioneers moving up. See, I could go this way, but I'm not. Because it feels slightly lame. No. Bad weather means my return fire will be less powerful. Of course. This is what I mean by bad luck. It's hard to quantify, but it is a constant factor. And this here is, yes, this should be removing entrenchment. I think I will risk moving it into the forest. No. Look, this was a bad idea. This is much better, even though the attack is weaker, because this guy hasn't moved yet, so then it can come up, it can kill it, and it can protect the tank. And now we are definitely committed. There is my spotter, and since I have a spotter, I might as well use it. I will fly in here and look. Yes. How far can my artillery go? Sounds reasonable. It's a bit of a queue here. That can't be helped. No. I need to rebase this first. The Stuka is on a break. I'll use this one instead. And I will replenish these two. This is a Jaeger, so it moves nicely forward. I think I will do maybe this. 3 and 10, yes. No need to rush. But on the other hand, no need to wait. Yes, thought it was going to be clever. And we can move through zone of control, so we can have another person on site. This provides fire support. I could bomb him, but I have no fighter support. I don't think so. Strategic bomber, okay. Now I can do this. Let's see how the number of entrenchment. 6. Then I will try my hero. And now he has only 4. That was cool. It actually worked. Still a queue. You can see from the map here which units have not fired and haven't moved. It's a pretty neat bomb this time in the open. I have to expect that since I was out of range from my anti-aircraft gun. There's not much I can do about it. And of course it will be wiped out. Let's get the air cover up. Let's have a look around. No enemies. And I think we are mostly through the Ardennes. Now the interesting thing is I must take this area here. And can my stuff reach? No, this one cannot. And of course my spotter is all the way back here. But I can reach with that one. And this one has the destroyer of entrenchments. they don't have full cover, but at least now I can take the airfield. So if I rebase it, it will have some protection. And you can attack after rebasing as long as you get a bit lucky. With him hanging around next to you. This tank is rather weaker, both in terms of hard attack, hard ground defense, and initiative. But of course, now he decided to park on a town with his tank, which is never a good idea. I can also do this, since it decided to attack me while next to. So now I can very easily remove him on the river, so I get better coverage. Okay, cavalry hiding in the forest, infantry, anti-tank, anti-air artillery. This is going to be a hard nut to crack. But you see, getting through at Sedan was not so difficult. This artillery protects all my units. I don't think this will do much. No. It should stay on guard. Stuka. So easy to forget. This guy, however, can base forward now. And we have... Okay. No defenders. We have time to set this up. We have to get things in order here also. Remember, before we try the frontal assault here, we should clean out Sedan and then sweep up and forward here. Might as well. This is not... No, this is not a good attack. Okay, so he shoots the artillery. I need to get my 21 centimeter up because it can provide counter battery fire. And I think I will need that. So no bombing this turn, no flying at all actually. 3-6, those are not incredibly good. This is countryside. So we will move forward, this up and this off the river. And this can provide some anti-tank support. I think this is a good position. sneak over there, I think, without too much danger. And I have not forgotten any of my units. No. This is my best anti-tank tank. This infantry can't really harm it. And if a French tank arrives, I have the backing of this Panzerjäger. I almost hope that they do so we can demonstrate. Did I forget to shoot? Yes. And of course he will try to attack us because it is weak. But all that happens is that he gets to eat them. Oh, he attacked me on the river. Ouch. That was very harsh. I didn't expect him to, but he did. I expected this to be more of an artillery duel. No. Balance. Maybe now it will happen. I could maybe sneak him down here and attack, but it could be also very dangerous. So I would not do it this round. I want to harm this anti-aircraft gun here, so I can go in and do something. You see the new support system, it really works. Anti-tank gun will murder my tanker. Counter battery. This is better. I will repair this guy. Okay. It can go down there, but this is an anti-tank, so it won't be that easy. It's not so impressive that it cannot do more than one hit and one suppression. Never too late to remember your recon plane. Oh, scary. Is it worth it? 200. See, I couldn't wait. I just had to try and make an assault anyway. Hard to explain why, but now the cavalry comes out to play. It'd be too difficult. Oh, pretty dangerous, but the worst things that can happen is that it has to retreat. Now it is in so ouch. That was really bad. I don't think the AI has a lot of prestige because it isn't repairing units. Nah, this tank doesn't like what's going on, so they would fall back. There is no harm falling back, and now I have a much better position even without using my air power. So where did my Stuka go there? And I see another little tank that needs to be punished. And this one can maybe... And I think it can be useful to go see what he has over here, yes. More tanks. Not insignificant. This plane is insignificant. Over here and do some overrunning. So these are in a good position, not in any danger anymore. The worst thing that can happen is that my best tank, would get attacked and take sorry, strength points of damage, but it will not be very dangerous. I think that's me. So it flies back there. he comes down to attack my tank, and they both take a couple of points of damage. And then for some reason the artillery shoots after. It is encircled. That is of course not good. Oh, it's a good exchange for me. And it was pushed back onto the forest there, but this guy was probably so suppressed he couldn't do too much. He retreats and surrenders because he cannot retreat any further. $104. Do I need a scout unit anymore? I don't think so. Oh, it's raining, so I can't use those guys at all. But we can get the bonus for encircling and mass attack and all those sorts of things. Let's do anti-tank mode, so if it comes down here, we are prepared. This is definitely not interested in sitting on the forest. So, I'm just gonna do that. 100 prestige. I don't think I need this scout unit anymore, so we can just hang around in the back and wait for better weather. Yeah, it's a good counter attack, a little scatter. They attack 3 different units, but that's the way it works. Forgot about these guys, of course. No. It's not needed. I'm almost done, so I can just do this. So now He came out to play, and now I can shoot him down. Now one more here, so that was part of the plan. Let's have a look. Nothing. Can rebase it here. Yes, it has one more tank. R35, is it a good tank? Oh, it certainly is good enough. Yeah, this can just reach. They rebase randomly back to base, so sometimes they end up in hexes further away. I think the plan is to make range count only from the airfield, so that no matter in which hex you are based, you will count your range from here. Yes, finally, anti-tank support fire from my anti-tank. I really wanted to show you that, and then there you see. This is later in North Africa and the Soviet Union, a real force multiplier for your tanks. You can have 2 or 3 decent tanks, but they aren't better than the Russian or British tanks. But with some well-placed anti-tank guns or some Stugs, then you can stop the enemy attacks, and then you can use artillery and planes to, and then circumvent to take out even stronger opponents. So very exciting. Yes, the tank can overrun the attack, I think. This is not a supply hex, so he is slowly wasting away, and suppression I inflict, that cannot be recovered, and it cannot reinforce. And victory! I didn't bother with that last X. I could take it, but okay. So we've broken through the French lines, and now we can race for the channel.